What's up guys, and welcome to another video on the channel. Today we're talking about the unit behind me, that is the Pioneer XDJ-RX2. Is it still a worthwhile unit to consider purchasing in 2021? Let's get into it. So I will start by giving you a bit of an introduction to this particular device if you haven't come across it before. If you are very familiar with it and you just want to know if it's still a good purchase in 2021, please use the timestamps in the description below to fast forward this part of the video. In a nutshell, this unit came onto the market back in September 2017, so it has been around for quite a while. And in terms of retail price, here in the United Kingdom, it retails for around £1,500, give or take. That's kind of the ballpark. In terms of the key selling point of this device, it is not a controller, but it's actually an all-in-one self-contained DJ unit. So you can use it as a controller. It's a record box unlocked device, so you can plug in your laptop and you will get access to the record box performance features if you want to DJ like that. But the best thing about it is the flexibility, because you can also simply plug in a USB stick and away you go. So it is a self-contained DJ player mixer combo, so it has got that added flexibility. In terms of getting the best out of a USB stick, if you are just plugging in a USB, you will want to analyze your tracks in rekordbox first, so you get the waveforms, you get the beat grid, so you can quantize your tracks, and also you get the key information. But if you're not interested in any of that, simply having some MP3s on a USB stick, this device will play them, which is great. It is important to note, however, Pioneer DJ, when you plug in a USB stick with unanalyzed tracks, unlike Denon, okay, it will not analyze your tracks on the go. If you do want those waveforms, if you do want those BPMs and keys and all the rest of it, you will need to go through rekordbox on a computer before you put in the USB into this device. Now, in terms of where this unit sits in the market, it's currently one of 3 all-in-one self-contained DJ units that Pioneer currently have on the market, and it sits slap bang in the middle. It's not the entry level, it's not the flagship, and in my opinion, it combines a great combination of performance, high-end professional features in a very portable footprint. You can take this along to a gig and be very happy playing on that all night. And yeah, it doesn't take up too much room. It's not too heavy and it's not too cumbersome to take around. So in my opinion, a good combination of both portability and professional all in one box, which is great to see. Now, in terms of the actual layout of this device, there's not an awful lot to say, apart from to say it's got the industry standard Pioneer controller setup. Really, in terms of the decks, you've got the 8 performance pads, full length pitch slider, master tempo, vinyl and CDJ kind of toggle buttons all there. If you are coming from a CDJ setup, you will know your way around this unit pretty instantaneously. Similarly, if you're coming from another controller, you're going to find the layout very easy to find your way around. You'll feel right at home. I certainly did, and I'm very used to using CDJs. The one thing that lets it down, in my opinion, and it is a bit of a trade-off because of the size, is the jog wheels. They are capacitive jog wheels and they are not the same size as CDJs. They're very sensitive, so as soon as you put your finger on it, the music will stop if you're in vinyl mode, and I'm not a big fan of that. They're also not adjustable in terms of how light or heavy you can make the jog spin. If you're coming from CDJs, they will feel quite light, and for me, That is probably my only sticking point when it comes to this device. Now moving on to the mixer section, it is strictly a 2-channel mixer. So if you're into 4-deck mixing, this is not the device for you. Do not buy this device if you want to mix 4 decks. You cannot layer the players that are on board, and the mixer is limited to 2 channels. That being said, you can connect CDJs or turntables into this device, but you're either using those or you're using the onboard players. You can't use both because, well, the mixer's only got 2 channels. In terms of the actual features of the mixer section, it inherits quite a lot from the DJM-900 Nexus 2. However, rather than 6 sound color effects, you're limited to 4. And in terms of beat effects, there are 8 rather than the 14 that are found on the DJM-900 Nexus. In terms of the overall look, feel, and the location of all of these effects and buttons, knobs, etc., it's pretty much the same as a DJM-900, but like I say, it's just like a scaled back version. That being said, it's very functional, it's very easy to use, and in terms of the quality, I feel like it's pretty much similar, apart from the crossfader, which is not the same. It's just a standard crossfader rather than the Magvel. I think it's Magvel it's called, but it still feels very, very smooth nonetheless. In terms of external outputs out the back, it has got the professional XLR out to the master and also a second RCA master output. You can connect 2 microphones and you can EQ those, which is great to see. And also as well, as I mentioned, you can connect other players. Moving on finally to the touchscreen of this unit, and it inherits the same 7-inch full color touch display from the Pioneer XDJ-2000 Nexus 2. However, it is one display for both decks. So you've got the 2 waveforms, which takes up the majority of the screen, which are stacked, and then underneath you've kind of got a split screen in half with both the track information elements. In my opinion, where the track information sits, it feels a little bit cluttered because obviously you've got the overview of the waveform on there, you've got the key, you've got the tempo. It does feel a little bit small, but it is very, very usable. My only critique is as well with the waveforms when you have both moving across the screen, the only way to describe it is that they feel a little bit laggy, a little bit like jittery. It's very, very usable, but if you've used this device, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. It just doesn't feel very smooth. If you get this unit, you will know exactly what I am talking about. Okay, so that is a bit of a feature overview, an introduction into the RX2. If you want a fuller review or a more in-depth analysis as to what this particular device can do, there's plenty of that on YouTube, so do go and check those videos out. But we're here to talk about if I think this is a worthwhile purchase in 2021. Unfortunately, the answer isn't very clear-cut. It is, but it isn't. All right, let's start off by talking about when this is going to be a good unit for you to buy in 2021. If, for example, you haven't upgraded your equipment for a while, you need something immediately that has USB playback, then by all means go out and buy this device. It is extremely portable, it's extremely professional, and you're going to have a lot of features that enable you to deliver a high quality set to your audience. Okay, that is a given. I would quite happily take this to a wedding, a birthday party, and even a nightclub that doesn't have a CDJ setup, and I would be able and happy to deliver a set on that all night long. It's a great device, and if you need something immediately, then by all means go out and buy it. You're going to be very, very happy with your purchase. Notice how I mentioned there that this features a lot of the technology found in the 2000 Nexus 2s and also the DJM-900 Nexus 2. We now have, as you probably know, a XDJ-3000 on the market, which is Pioneer's new flagship player. And my guess would be that a lot of the technology in that high-end player is going to start to trickle down into all-in-one players such as this. So if your situation is that you want to upgrade at some point in the future, but it's not urgent, or perhaps you're saving some money at the moment, My advice to you would be to wait maybe 6-9 months, because I personally think we're going to see an upgrade to this device on the market probably within the next year. At the end of the day, this has been available since 2017, so it's been around a fair while now. And it's inevitable that Pioneer are going to want to use some of that new technology in some of the other players. In terms of the actual overall look and feel, I don't think we're going to get any major upgrades. This has pretty much got an industry standard layout that we've kind of got to know with all Pioneer controllers. But one thing that I think is going to come across will be that new microprocessing unit found in the XDJ-3000, which improves track load times. I think there'll be an upgrade to the display. Obviously, we've got a full color display on this, but the Pioneer XDJ-3000 now has that 3-band waveform, which is a bit more of a blue-yellow kind of color. There's upgrades to the menu system, and also as well features such as key sync and key shift as well could be found on upgrades to this in the future. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm genuinely intrigued to know what you think. As I said, this is a great device. I still think it's very usable in 2021, but if you can hold out for an upgrade, then in my opinion, do so, because I think there will be an RX3 or something similar coming to the market very, very soon. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did get some value out of it, please do hit the thumbs up button for me. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Share this with other DJs like yourself, and I will see you in the next video.